evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here, playing some more Pathfinder adventures. It's time for the final scenario of the fourth adventure, which I have to confess, I've played a little bit sloppily up to this point. But on the plus side, I figured out how to turn on the dice. You have to go to the vault, and then once you're in the vault, you have to go to dice, and then you can assign dice to the characters. You can see I've got all the dice assigned. Apparently, if you go through the character screen, it bugs out and crashes the game or just doesn't work. So, yay for solid development. Anywho, in the ancient library, we're actually fighting against MOKMURIAN, this giant lord, who of course isn't the final villain, but just a puppet for the final thing. Or maybe he's a puppet for a puppet. I don't even remember how many puppets there are. But anyway, in this scenario, we have some interesting rules. We got these hill giant rune slaves. It's not that big of a deal what happens to them. They're immune to mental and poison, so that means like toxic cloud doesn't work, and you can't evade them. But other than that, it's the same. Then they're also undead, so anybody who's got undead bonuses like Harsk with the Deathbane like crossbow, or if you're playing with Kira, who always has a bonus versus undead, they have an easier time killing the henchman. Then there's also this rule, which is that if you don't close the location after beating a henchman, you actually shuffle the henchman back into the location deck, which is a good thing because then the henchman is there. You don't have to necessarily go all the way through the entire location to close it. So, yeah, that's cool. Nice job, Ezrin. Yeah, okay. Cool beans. Okay, sweet. So, yeah, so it's not too bad of a scenario. There is some really good rewards for it. Some more loot. So we got loot twice throughout this adventure. Here is our villain. He's kind of like a combination of the other villains. There's a combat 20 and a combat 24 check on this one. And on top of that, uh, there's a really nasty before combat check right here. This is actually pretty significant. So if you fail this Constitution or Fortitude 8 check, you have to bury 1d6 cards and reset your hand. Now, resetting your hand is interesting because that means you do draw up to your full hand size. Of course, like the other villain that we saw before that had a reset your hand feature, it can actually cause you to die in some cases. If you do make this check, you just have to bury a single card. Here, having the fire trait is bad, so you do not want to have the fire trait because it's a really big penalty if you do. And the other bad thing about this guy is that the damage he deals is irreducible. So you're going to get a hand wipe guaranteed pretty much if you do not defeat this guy. So definitely a bit of a tough villain there, which is expected for the final villain of an adventure. This guy just makes everybody fight an ancient skeleton henchman who is at the location, and it's much harder. Its difficulty is increased by 6. However, if you defeat him, you get an armor card in addition to being able to close in the location. So it's not too bad of a henchman, honestly. Yeah, the fighting the ancient skeletons is definitely annoying, but the combat check's not too bad, and you get a new armor, so that's cool. And then, of course, we have... sorry, I forgot there was one more. This dude deals damage before the fight, and his damage is irreducible. Other than that, nothing super fancy. And then, okay, there's these Hill Giant Rune Slaves, which in this scenario are undead and zombies, in addition to the other features that they have. Otherwise, they're just a normal 15 combat check. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some of our starting setups. I think we'll send Linny to the temple, which is the favorite place for her. Really hope that the villain's not in there. I seem to have run into villains a lot in the temple, which is super annoying. Ezrin's jam is definitely the Thessalonian dungeon, where he gets to draw extra cards. Sela will go to the shrine to Lemashtu, so she can hopefully duck some of those blessings, and Amiri will start there as well. Now, I think we're going to put Harsk either at the deeper dungeons, which he's pretty capable of closing, or the treacherous cave, because it doesn't really matter that he can't move. I guess we'll put him in the deeper dungeons. I want to see what this place is. Banish a spell when you acquire a spell, end your turn. Man, that's lame. So that really sucks for Ezrin, because while there are spells there for him to find, 3 of them, you have to end your turn after you find a spell, so he doesn't get his extra explore or anything. Yeah, I think Linny might go there, although I don't know if Linny's going to easily get a spell to banish to close it. We might just have to ignore that place for a while. We'll put Mariziel in the prison and hope that she gets her Crown of Charisma before she has to make the closing check. Okay, so that is that. Let's kick things off here, see how it goes. Let's take a look at Sela. Did she get a weapon? She did. She got Augury as well. I should really be putting her in locations with lots of monsters. Still, Augury's not bad at this location, and she does have a weapon. Yeah, she got the longsword +2. All of her armor. Wow. And Miri will head over to the giant lair. So we're seeing. You might say, well, it's kind of lame that you have to face the same location more than once. But I like it. I like it when there's like a unique location in an adventure that you actually get to face more than once. Because otherwise, a lot of times the unique locations just appear like in one scenario and you never see them again. So I'm all for variety, but I also do like um, getting to use some of these new locations more than once. All right, so here Amiri's rolling some black dice. Not quite as exciting as I thought it would be, actually. I'm going to keep the Torag, perhaps, because that is good for closing the location. We get a Spectre. Luckily, we do have a magic weapon. And, yeah, that should be fine to hit a 4. Well, that was really close, actually. So, anyway, glad we made it through. And sure, we'll discard another blessing to explore. Goblin Cutburst. Bury a random card. That's actually fine. I've got 2 weapons, so I do have a little bit of redundancy. Failed by 1, so I bury my armor, which is just fine, and we're going to kill this thing. I could have discarded one of my weapons just to get rid of it, but I might as well save that for an actual hard fight, discarding the weapon. There's no reason to use it prematurely, I don't think. Okay, no need to move. Sela's where she needs to be, so we're good. And she picks up another weapon there. Let's go ahead and do a scout. Oh, hey! Well, that's actually kind of cool. So we're not going to have to take any damage from fighting blessings in this place, and I can save my augury for something else, so it's all good. Let's go ahead and just encounter this thing. Alright, the white dice. They're probably cooler than the black dice. Not quite as cool as I was hoping for, though, to be totally honest with you. Wow, you have a lot of things that can help out. We got strength. Maybe I'll save strength for Amiri closing her location or Linny fighting a battle she can't handle. Yeah, why don't we go ahead and recharge one of these innumerable blessings. Yeah, this should be safe now to roll a 5 on those 3 dice. And how does she do on divine checks? Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, this is perfect. I'm going to banish the blessing of Desna. It's a shitty blessing. I don't want it, so I'm going to get rid of it. Even though I could make the divine 6 check pretty easily. And Amiri did not close the location on her first turn, so my streak has been ruined. Oh, alas. Alright, I'm going to recharge both of these armors, and then, do I keep one armor? There is one henchman who deals damage, and the Legion armor, of course, has an ability, so yeah, we'll hang on to that armor. Alright, she got a major cure, so somebody can take some damage and get healed up, which is good. Ooh, those are cool dice. A little bit hard to read, but pretty cool. Okay, so here's what's happening here. Right now, I don't care about these boots, but they are a magic item, so if I pick them up, I get an extra attack. Or sorry, not an extra attack, an extra exploration. I do have 2 combat spells, so I could use Swipe to auto-succeed. I was wondering if Linny had an agility. She does not. Oh, hang on. Shellin blessings are rechargeable now. All right, I'm gonna do this. These treasure chest blessings are like with the bags. It's a little bit hard to tell what you're looking at, but if you check it, you can see what keywords. So we're gonna recharge that blessing. I think someone else had a blessing of Shellin, didn't they? And they might have used it to explore. Maybe not. But okay, so we're rolling 2d6s to try to get a 5. Here's where agility would have been really good. Yeah, that's fine. It's not the end of the world if I fail because I just recharged 1 blessing. And notice, by the way, Harsk's die appears here. That's what's so cool about the dice, is that when you use a card to help somebody else, it actually, like, puts your dice in there, so you can have, like, multicolored dice there. Alright, so this is kind of annoying. I'm not going to try to use any combat spells here. So there's a couple things we could do. I could put strength on myself. I can use this Wand of Enervation. I think I'm going to just use this Wand of Enervation here. It's pretty early in the scenario. There's a good chance I'll be able to get it back before the villain. So this sucks that I'm rolling 2 d4s. It really should be, a d4 plus 4. But anyhow, I'll stop whining about that. I'll keep the Thieves' Tools just in case, because there are 2 barriers in the deeper dungeons. Although Thieves' Tools are pretty obsolete by this point. There's just too many barriers they don't work against. Anyway, that's fine. We'll just recharge this. So now I need a 2 on these dice, as long as they're not... Actually, wait, no, this is an auto-succeed. Never mind. Even if I got a 2 on them, I would have succeeded. Okay, we got our auto-recharge here for the Wand of Enervation. And the turn isn't over yet. I can still go again with Haste, which I don't see any reason not to do. So let's explore again. And let's try to recharge. Alright, well, good. We drew the extra card, and it was a Sage, which I would not have gotten from the spellbook. Unfortunately, the next card in the deck is also not a spell, so I still wouldn't have gotten it. Well, the Sage is a good pickup. Definitely better than the Amulet of Life, because the Sage I can easily discard again to keep exploring. Half Plate is not magical, so I don't care about picking this up, although I get it anyway. It doesn't make any difference. Now we'll discard the Sage to go again. I pretty much don't see myself ever needing the Sage's ability, which maybe means I should trade out the Sage for another ally. If I find a good ally, I'll keep my eyes peeled. Web is not a spell I would want to use, but it gives me an auto pickup and an extra explore. Restoration. Now, here's where I actually wouldn't mind having a Sage. Damn it. Because this is actually a good spell for Linny. Letting somebody draw 2 cards is pretty strong. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's pop Sagacity here. Give myself a +3. Linny could play the Favor of Norgor, which gives 2 dice to pick up a boon. Oh, and then actually we got this Pharasma Blessing, which would give 2 dice because I used a spell. So which one do I want to use? I think the Favor of Norgor is a little bit more specific, so we'll use this one. So there's Linny's orange dice. So now I need an 8 on 3d8. It's not the greatest odds, but it's decent. I'm just going to roll the bones. Okay, so we pick up, and it's a spell, so I get an extra explore, which is nice. And there's a Goblin Warrior. This is pretty straightforward. I don't have to do anything fancy. I can just fight it. And because it's such an easy one, I'm going to actually use the web here, put it on the bottom of the deck. Excuse my snarfling nose, please. So now it's in the bottom of the deck. We get to draw the Amulet of Life. Oh, wait, shoot, I'm an idiot. Oh, God, I'm up to 10 cards. You know what, though? I don't care about the Half Plate or the Boots of Elvenkind, so whatever. Let's take a look at the next spell. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to pick up Lightning Bolt, because there's really no way I'm actually going to use it, so I'm just going to leave it there. And then recharge the web. Yeah, I don't care about the Boots of Elvenkind. They're just useless here. So I could do Poog to explore. It's an interesting option. I don't need the fire trait desperately, and the healing I'm probably not going to need. I actually probably shouldn't even have Ezran be carrying Poog, because Ezran recharges almost all of his cards, so it's really not that likely he's ever going to need any healing. This is a stupid selection. I should give it to someone who is actually discarding cards sometimes. Anyway, well, yeah, why don't we explore? Keep on going here. That must be really close. Alright, this thing is... It's kind of like a combo between the, like, Fiery Weapon and Defeat Barrier. You can add 2 dice to some barriers, but not all. So it's worse than that, than Defeat Barrier, but it adds a d4 plus 1 as opposed to just a regular old d4. Still, this is not worth it. I'm not going to play any cards to pick it up, though. Even though there's a decent chance I'll fail this. Check to pick it up. If I rolled a 2 or below, so a 1 in 6 chance, I feel like it wasn't worth going crazy just because it wasn't a useful spell. Alright, so here's where I'm going to use Swipe to pick up a Heavy Pick plus 1. This is not a good enough card to use, but it has the magic trait because it is a magic weapon, so I'm going to do it. Oh god, that sucks! I actually failed my check to pick up Swipe. Well, it's going to happen sometimes. I had a 1 in 12 chance. I'm not going to draw any cards or anything because I'm already at my limit. And then there's the Headless Lord. I could get the Lightning Bolt, but I don't think I need that, so let's skip this. I'm going to encounter this thing. And here we go. So let's do the... Yeah, that's not going to work on myself very well. Do I have a Lightning Bolt? Yes, there's a Lightning Bolt. So I need a 16 here. I think we'll use the Flask Force. Why not? Might as well. Get some extra heat going. So I need 16 on these dice. That's 6 dice. What's my average here? 7, 14, 20 and a half, 24. So 24 to hit a 16. Once the numbers start getting big, though, things get a little bit wonky. Harska's shot a lot of his arrows, so we'll just roll it. The location is pretty empty by this point, so I feel like it's fine. If I fail, it's not the end of the world. I have the Amulet of Life also. Why is it a recharge check of 16? I don't know why that is. I don't know if there's some rule or something that makes things harder. That's actually really annoying, though, because I actually would like to get the Lightning Bolt back. Okay, luckily I just rolled good on my d12, but I don't know why it was a hard check. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, hold on. That henchman had a thing where it was like you're supposed to fight an ancient skeleton henchman, and its difficulty is increased by 6. Instead, I didn't fight an ancient skeleton henchman, And the difficulty to recharge my spell was increased by 6. That is just fucked up. Oh, wow, the difficulty of everything. Okay, so it seems like they programmed it as, like, the difficulty of all your checks for the rest of the turn is increased by 6 instead of everybody encounters everybody encounters a henchman and that difficulty is increased by 6. Well, this is actually pretty annoying because I do want to close this thing. Let me see. If I stick around here for an extra turn, there's that monster that I avoided. And there's a barrier, which I don't particularly want to find, so I am willing to spend a blessing just to try to get this thing to close. I need to get a 7, though. Anybody got an intelligence blessing? I have a feeling there are no intelligence blessings here. No. No intelligence blessings, no blessings to close a location. Shoot. This is a little bit uncomfortable. Alright, well, we'll play this, I guess, and I just hope I can roll, a 7. Also, why am I rolling 2 black dice? It should be one of the Ezrin's dice, because it's his intelligence, and one of Amiri's dice. Oh, that's lame as hell. Alright, 50% chance that blessing made the difference. We do close it, so I've closed 2 locations here. One was just because I powered through it, and then one was because the henchman was on the top. Let's go ahead and try to discard this. Oh, right, but the check is harder. Wow, that's so fucked up. That was a really just embarrassing bug. And then this is going to be harder to recharge as well. Alright, so I'm losing some items here. I'm burying instead of discarding one, and I'm discarding a couple of spells. And I had to spend a blessing to close the location, all because the stupid card is bugged. I'm going to discard these Boots of Valentine. They are really just so useless that I don't even want them taking up space. And the Amulet of Life is a bit redundant with the Chainmail of Cold Resistance. So we'll get rid of the Chainmail as well. I'll keep the pick just in case I want to use it for some reason. Wow, alright, that was lame. Let's go ahead and explore here. Oh, well, this is actually alright. I do have 2 characters at closed locations, so it could be worse. On top of that, that is an auto-banish, and on top of that, it's okay for her to evade this thing, because they don't all need to be defeated for the card to be defeated. Amiri shouldn't have trouble either, although all of her weapons are piercing. These guys, for some reason, do not get harder over time. So, yes, even with them getting more difficult. Also, why is she rolling a green die and 2 black dice? There's no reason for her to have a green die there. She's not using anyone else's dice. Oh, this is so messed up. Alright, so Harsk is in a weird spot here because, yeah, I can't actually discard my longbow. I didn't realize longbows couldn't be discarded. Well, we're gonna have to use the... Actually, wait. I just need a 4 on these 2 dice? Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Even with the skeleton getting harder, the fact that its difficulty isn't increased is nice. Alright, so this is kind of annoying. I don't really want to use Inflict on this thing, especially since I have a Sahedron Medallion. What I'm going to do is just pop an animal, and if I fail, we'll just use the Sahedron Medallion to block the damage. I feel like that's the best way to use my resources. Plus, as Linny, I really do want to cycle through cards sort of fast so that I can actually, like, find that Emerald Codex and use it. Although last time I ended up getting 2 consecrations that I wasn't allowed to use because of yet another bug. So, that was lame. Alright, so do I use the Blessing of Pharasma to keep exploring here? I think so. Even though I have used a lot of blessings, I've also got some healing lined up. God, I just moved this guy away. Gah, ridiculous. Alright, well, let's see. Do I want to discard the dagger? Or, sorry, recharge the dagger? I don't think I do. I think we're just going to reveal the dagger. And then we can recharge the Codex, which is not a really high-ticket item. So yeah, this is now an auto success, and I got the Crown of Charisma in my opening hand, so I'm ready to close the location. I just need to actually, find the henchman. Alright, Linny is up. She's got Augury, which is annoying, because there's no monsters in this location. So casting Augury, it's just a 30% chance of fishing for the villain/henchman. What I'm going to do, I guess, is we're going to Augury for blessings. That's 4 of the 10 cards. Oh, the monster was near the top and gets shuffled away. But I was thinking if I could find some blessings, I could pick them up and then auto-acquire them all, and then keep going. As it is, okay, so I wasted the Augury, but still, it's good that I'm spending a card on it, so that I could just, keep cycling through my deck for the Emerald Codex. Alright, we got a blessing on top after the shuffle, and another blessing on top after the shuffle. I'm going to keep the Sarin Ray Blessing because there is that Constitution check. Although this is 2 dice to any check to close the location. Yeah. No, the Sarin Ray is good though because the villain's thing. Yeah, the villain's got that nasty Constitution check that you really want to make. So we're going to go ahead and use the Gazra. And we got the Hill Giant Rune Slave anyway. Alright, that's fine. So I should be able to kill this thing. So let's see. I need to roll a 7. Harsk still, you know what, these Thieves' Tools are just so not likely to matter. Let's just go ahead and do this. Yeah, now we're basically guaranteed to kill it, and then the location is an auto close. So finally, mercifully, the villain is not in the temple. It's so annoying whenever that happens. Alright, let's go ahead and draw our Emerald Codex, Linny. You know what I'm thinking? Maybe I should give Ezran the Emerald Codex, because he really, like, recycles through his deck a lot. He spends a lot of his stuff. Maybe he's the best one for it. Okay, so we got our ghost here. Luckily, I saved my Black Arrow Ranger, so we should be able to get a 4 on these 3 dice. Those are cool looking dice. They didn't actually look that cool in the menu, but they're cool. And I'm gonna keep the Blessing of Pharasma. I'm actually gonna let Harsk just explore once per turn. It's nice to keep some. It's nice to keep some stuff, or somebody who keeps their blessings. All right, this is actually really good if you can defeat it, but it is a little bit tricky to defeat. The regular Thieves' Tools don't work on it, so I don't care that I shuffled them away. He picked up a Blessing of Yabba Dabba Doo, so he could do it. Although Amiri has the Masterwork tool, so you know what? We're going to just go over here with Amiri and just have her special agent, this Hand Chopper. I feel like that's a good use of her time. So I'm going to do this. Masterwork tools, just to use them for a purpose. And we get a new weapon, item, armor, or spell. I actually have to think about this. You know what? I feel like the thing I'm really liking the most is always spells, but I'm actually not sure that's true anymore. Although, you know what, I really do want to get a Poison Blast. So, okay, as long as I haven't picked up any Poison Blasts, God, I really hope Poison Blasts are deck 4, not deck 5, and I'm not just, like, misremembering that horribly. I'm probably just going to keep going for spells, but yeah, the spells are in pretty good shape. Maybe I should just go for weapons? No, we'll do spell, try to get a Poison Blast. If not, whatever. Frost Ray, that's not worth it. So that's fine. We're going to go ahead and move back to the Giant Lair. And we're going to drag Sela over there. Sela's now in a closed location, so I definitely want to drag Sela to give her scouting an extra chance to shine. And I'm going to actually hang on to the Frost Ray. I could have gotten rid of it, but I decided to keep it so I could bury it for Amiri's Rage Power. Okay, Sela doesn't really want to stay here. Amiri's cleared out all the monsters again. This place is not that great for her. She could banish Augury or Major Cure, which is really just not a good set of options. I'm going to just have her go to the Treacherous Cave. She's pretty okay at closing it because she does have Wisdom with now a skill feat in it, and she can always flip a card. Alright, that was a bit annoying. The Pit of Malfashenko is like a non-barrier. You could just do nothing and it banishes and goes away, and then there were some boons on top that she could have scouted away, so it didn't work out super great for her there. Alrighty. So let's roll these. I picked white for her because, you know, she's a paladin and paladins are good and all that stuff. Yeah. So Icy Long Spear +1. Hey, I remember that thing. It's not good enough anymore for me to keep. Alright, I will go ahead and discard her blessing for some explorers. Elven Breastplate. That was good back in the day. Don't care about it anymore, so we'll let that go. Do I spend the other blessing? I mean, I've got this Major Cure, so I might as well just spend the blessing and keep on going. Hey, it's the villain shit. Well, I really wish I hadn't spent that blessing, because then I would have scouted, seen the villain, and we could have killed him at our leisure. Instead, I do not think I have every location covered. Yeah, there's at least one location that's empty. It's that weird one. Yeah, this one over there, the Thessalonian Library. So we can get most of the locations closed, but not all of them. Alright, so we gotta think carefully about this, because how many resources do I really want to spend closing these locations? I mean, for Mariziel, I'd have to spend her crown to close it. But you know what? Linny can come over there, and Linny can actually close that location, but then where's Mariziel gonna go? She could just stay where she is and just not do backstabs. I guess that's an option. Yeah, we'll tab close it. Let's not let oh, hang on. I can actually reveal it to roll. You know, let's do this. Well, let's hedge our bets. Hey, let's do some bet hedging. Oh, it's to your diplomacy check. Never mind. That means I'm rolling a d4. No, fuck it. We're recharging to auto succeed at the temp close. Now, Amiri's got a weird one here. This Frost Ray, she could actually go to the Thessalonian Library and banish the Frost Ray to close it. Um, Let me think about this. You know what? I have so many damn weapons, though. I don't need all these weapons. Let's just bury a weapon, hang on to the Frost Ray, kind of have my cake and eat it. And just spend a bit of a resource there to get that closed. Now, Harsk has got to roll a 5 on this dice. Oh, here's a good use for this stupid Samizan. I just need like a little bit of a nudge to make sure I get a 5. Didn't need it, but that's alright. Okay, so we closed everything. The villain's going to be in one place. Of course, we do have to... You know, I could have just evaded him, I guess. I could have just discarded 2 cards and gone to the temple. But what fun would that have been? Alright, so let's go ahead and discard a card. Now, I need to get an 8. This is pretty important. Or is it? I mean, I could just reset my hand. Bury one... No, I might end up burying my entire hand. And then, sure, I reset my hand, but I don't think I really want to do that. So, yeah, let's make this. Let's go ahead and spend this Blessing of Sarenrae. Ooh, there's an aid. I could use an aid. Nah, let's just go ahead and pop the big guns here. The dice are actually really bugged, because it should have been 2 orange dice and 2 white dice, but whatever. So, I don't need the Icy Long Spear, I don't think. We'll bury that, and then let's go balls to the walls Dickens here. Remember, we do have 2 combat checks, so I gotta kind of pace myself. Does Ezran have either of his things? He doesn't have the Toxic Cloud or the Incendiary Cloud, unfortunately. Though the Incendiary Cloud he wouldn't want to use because MOKMURIAN'S resistant to fire. But at least he can give her some strength. So now I need an 11. Of course, we will flip a card both times as Sela. Does Harsk have a full hand? He's got a full hand of stuff. Yeah, why don't you recharge your blessings? Let's see. We'll recharge. You don't need... No, I'll save the longbow. Let's recharge the... Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. He can actually just play that blessing and it'll recharge because it matches the top. Let's see here. I need to roll a 7 on these 4 dice. It'd be pretty hard to fail, but let's clinch it. Let's just discard this longbow +1 and pretty much auto-succeed the first check. And it is a recharge, not a discard, because of his sniper powers. Now for the second check, we're going to go balls to the walls Dickens. I think I will just discard the weapon, flip a card, and pop the Legion Armor. So now she needs 13 on these 5 dice. Harsk, I think, will pop a blessing here, just recharge it, giving her an extra d8. Although, is that really better than just using a d4 plus 3? D4 plus 3 is actually better than a D8. That's so weird. Well, anyway, she needs a 13 on these 6 dice. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually going to do that. I hate this. It's actually just better. So I'm going to recharge this blessing, and then I'll... Okay, I guess I'm doing both anyway. Fine. I could have not had to back up. But anyway, we get to kill this thing. So he's now going to go over to the Thessalonian Library, which is a fitting place for us to have the final showdown. So someone's going to need to go there at some point. Actually, Mauricio's a pretty good candidate for that because while she can't close the location, she could evade the villain and put him on top if she finds him. And this is actually perfect to use on Sela herself. So she's going to heal 5 cards total. And there's a lot of good stuff there. I will try to recharge this. I think she's got like a hand size that's pretty big, like 6 or 7 by this point. So there's a decent chance that she'll actually get back to this major cure. And flipping a card is not a big loss, so we'll do it. Alright, that was pretty good. Pretty good turn. So we're at 22 turns left, and we closed off a few locations. We also know the location of the villain, although we don't know where in that location the villain is, and we have not explored at all in that location. There's a 50% chance that the henchman is on top, so after killing the henchman and closing the location, we'll actually be able to get down to the villain right away. Yeah, someone should go there. I think actually that person is Ezran. He's got a spell that he doesn't want. He does not want that heat metal. So, and then even though his turn is over after picking up a spell, it's fine. He's still the best at picking up the spells if there's anything good here. Now the question is, do I augury first or explore first? Let's explore first, then augury, even though usually it's better to do the opposite. Alright, this would actually be nice to pick up. And this, I think 8 is perfect in a situation like this. Okay, the dice are actually working as they're supposed to there. That's good. So I pick up a blessing. This allows me to either get bonuses to closing a location or just to explore again. And I reckon I'm just going to explore again. Okay, rolling almost the minimum doesn't matter there because that was a guaranteed recharge. Let's go ahead and play the Blessing of Gazra. By the way, I'm not casting, what's her face? I'm not casting Restoration, because that would actually cause it to be banished, since it's a divine spell. Alright, so, found the villain. I actually kind of forgot about that possibility. I don't think I can evade. I don't have anything to evade with. I don't have invisibility or anything. Oh god, or the Medusa's mask. But let's just try to end it right here. I had some unnecessarily long fights in my previous videos. Let's just see if we can end this shit. So we're gonna close the giant lair. That should be pretty easy. I only fail one time out of 120. This part's the tricky one because we don't have any. Oh my god, there's just no way to buff it. Holy shit! No one's got anything. No one's got anything. Oh Jesus, this is gonna be really tough actually. Well, luckily, one of our blessings is a blessing of charisma, so still 3d6 to get a 6 is not guaranteed. Luckily, we pulled it through. And then Harsk, oh god, this is rough. Who can help here? Got one blessing there and one blessing there. Can I actually, like, oh god, can I actually spend a blessing here and still kill the villain with Ezran? This is going to be tough. Harsk only has 2 sniper shots. What can Ezran do to help himself? Well, he's got a couple of Scorching Rays, which aren't even his best spells. This is rough. I tell ya, this is... shoot. I don't know what I should have done. You know what I should have done? I should have evaded the villain by running to the temple. That's what I should have done. But then I wasted these blessings. No, we're going for it. We're fucking going for it. So what I have to do here, I think, to make this, I need to save my blessings, so we're just going to have to hope I roll a 5 on that, or higher on that d12. And if I fail, then I fail. Alright, yeah, but I should have... I keep forgetting about the temple. So I should have just had Ezran discard 2 cards and run to the temple. That would have been better than making these really, really tough checks. Alright, so here we go. This is going to fail, obviously. There's no way I can possibly get this. There's just no way. So we're going to have to discard... or we're going to have to bury 1d6 cards and reset the hand. Luckily, it's not 1d6 random cards. And luckily I got a 1 instead of a 6. That is definitely fortunate. Now, his damage can't be reduced, so there's no point on the Amulet of Life, so I'm just going to get rid of it. And I don't want to do any optional discards. Although I could actually draw more cards. Is there anything here that I don't want to find? Wand of Enervation is near the bottom of my deck. No, I'm not going to get anything by doing optional discards, so we're just going to let it go. Alright, Orb of Storm is a really good pickup, though, I have to say. So we're going to go ahead and Scorching Ray. I think it's better to Scorching Ray than to use a Quarterstaff and Heat Metal. Or is it? Let me think. There's a d4 plus 1, and then 2d6 plus 2. So it's 7 plus 2.5, which is 9.5, plus 3, which is 12.5. Yeah, Scorching Ray's got to be better than that. So we're going to do a Scorching Ray here. Then we're going to pop the Orb of Storms. I'm going to save Veil. Wait. Why did it go down? Hold on. Okay, that's fine. And then Scorching Ray. Why am I only at plus 1? It says if the check has the... oh, if the check has the fire trait. Shit, I totally forgot. Scorching Ray has the fire trait. Oh, geez. And Heat Metal also has the fire trait. Oh, shit. Okay, we're using our weapons here, guys. So, Orb of Storms. And then, I totally forgot. This is a shit show on parade. So, I don't want to use Heat Metal. I need to ration my blessings. I've got 2 blessings, so we're going to use 1 on each check. So, we're going to use 1 there. And then Harsk can do 1 thing each time. So, we're going to do that there. Okay, and she has 1 blessing I need to save. Do I use Veil Temros on this one or the next one? I guess the next one. Got to roll a 16 on these dice, though. Oh, that's not going to happen. There's no way I'm rolling a 16 on those dice. But it's not going to get any better, so I should really conserve all my stuff. Alright, this is a disaster. I really fucked this up. I should not have had Ezran go here, and if I did, I shouldn't have explored so heavily. Well, let's roll, see what happens. Okay, got some sick-ass rolls there on my thing. So that's cool. Now we're going to discard the heavy picks. Man, these weapons that I randomly found sure ended up being handy. It sucks not to be using intelligence. Damn it. Alright, so then we're going to recharge because it's better than actually using the weapon. Get a little bit of a static bonus there. Play a blessing. Okay, well, I'm rolling a lot of dice. I do need to get a 21 on these 8 dice. So they each have to roll like a 3, which is kind of tough considering 4 of them are d4s. I'm not sure this is actually legit. But here goes. 28! Oh my god. That was horrible Pathfinder Adventures play. Lots of dangling die rolls. Wow, cool. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Here is the real villain, Karzug the Rune Lord. He's coming down. Although we don't have to fight him for a couple of adventures, but at least now we've got the final villain. You know, first it was the goblins, but the goblins were a puppet for the undead, which were a puppet for the giants, which were a puppet for the other giants, and finally we got down to the end of the daisy chain, and it's Karzug, the ancient rune lord, coming back to life. Okay, so we're getting some loot as a reward here. By the way, if you don't care about this loot, go ahead and shove off. Have a lovely day. Please like and or subscribe, etc., etc. If you want to see for the loot in my deck building, let's do this. So there's MOKMURIAN'S Club, a classic fan favorite weapon. It's a D10 plus 2, and when you defeat a monster with it, you recharge a random card from your discard pile, so it's a great weapon that heals you. It's fantastic, so that's a loot item. Fittingly going to Amiri. We got a Charmed Red Dragon, which is fantastic. It's one of my favorite allies, as I've said before. So this is 5 and the fire trait to any combat check, and there's a 1 in 12 chance that it gets banished and deals everybody in your location 1d4 fire damage. So it's fun to live on the edge. That's definitely going to be a keeper. Robe of Runes is the other loot card from this scenario, and it's pretty good. It's a keeper for Ezrin, so he gets to reveal it to add 2 to his intelligence check, which helps on all of his spells and recharges and a lot of closing stuff and picking up spells and stuff. And you can also recharge it to just get a spell from your discard pile. So that's a keeper for the end of the adventure for sure. The rest of it is just going to be stuff. Wow, we're getting some good items here. The Magic Spyglass is, of course, fantastic. It's better than the regular Spyglass because it looks at the top 3 cards rather than just the top 2. So it and the Charmed Red Dragon are both winners. The bear, I don't know. It's good for Linny. I'll definitely keep it. So 3 keepers here so far. Wow. And we get a Giant Bane Dagger. That thing's garbage, especially because we just finished the giant scenario, but I'm not going to complain because whatever. So the adventure reward is another card feat, which we got earlier as a scenario reward, and now we get it for defeating the adventure. So the question is what I want to get. I think now is the time to give Amiri another weapon, so we can hang on to all the good weapons that we find. Sela... does she want another ally or another weapon? So allies would be nice for extra explorers. I feel like it's just not that hard for her to find her weapons, so I'm going to go ahead and give her an ally here. For Ezrin, yeah, definitely item. I mean, ally for extra explorers is tempting, but just being able to hold on to all the items that we're getting now is going to be crucial. There's a lot of good items floating around, especially now that he's got the Robe of Runes. For Mariziel, it's actually sort of tempting just to get another item just so we can hang on to all this stuff. I could get another weapon, just so she gets a bit more deck consistency, but for her to fight things barefisted isn't the end of the world. Yeah, we're going to just grab another item, make sure we can hang on to all that stuff. Now, Linny, I'm just going to take another ally. I want to have more animals in my deck so I can do more explorers. That game, man, she is just not the fastest at recycling through her deck. I mean, at least not the way that I've built her. Maybe if instead of going for spells, I'd just gone for all allies and blessings, but she is having a tough time finding that Emerald Codex. Alright, and then Harsk. Well, there's no real options here for Harsk, actually, because we have a lot of spellcasters in the party, so there's no reason to take spells. Armor's, of course, crap. So we're just taking another ally for some more extra explorers and extra abilities. Okay, so Amiri gets to hang on to all of her weapons. Frost Ray is going to go bye-bye. Sela does not want the Icy Long Spear. She needs some blessings, it seems. One of them will be that one. Alright, Heavy Pick +1 is not as good as the Quarterstaff +2. Let's see, Heat Metal's junk, Web is junk, Restoration is good. I hope that Linny actually has room for it. That's the question. Do I want this Chainmail of Cold Resistance? Nope. Okay. And then for items, we got these boots that are obviously junk, and everything else is good, so that's perfect. Alright, Linny. Let's see, let's get rid of this thing. Let's just get rid of the generic blessings for her. And then Harsk has an extra blessing. 2 blessings of Shellin, don't need 2 of them. And then the Giant Bane Dagger we do not want. Okay, so Harsk needs an ally. And let's make some changes. So first of all, Ezrin having Poog doesn't make much sense. Let's give Poog to someone who actually takes damage. So Sela can heal herself pretty much at will. Harsk needs a new ally. How often is he really discarding stuff? He's only ever going to discard his blessings. Poog's not an animal, so I don't want to give it to Linny. Mariziel, maybe? Yeah, let's give her Poog. And then let's give Harsk just 2 Black Arrow Rangers. That seems nice and simple and effective. And then Ezrin's going to get something else. Who has... oh yeah, I'm going to give Ezrin the dragon, because I love that for him. just so he can help other people out, and so he can also help himself out in combat checks. Sela just needs a bunch of stuff. Where'd the bear go? Who has the bear? Oh, Linny has the bear. Oh, yeah, so that we're just going to leave that where it is. The bear is actually good for Linny because she actually gets to use her hero power. So normally the bear is discarded, whereas Linny can recharge it. And that's good because a lot of animals have recharge abilities anyway, so it feels like you're wasting Linny's potential, but the bear is actually significant. So that's good. And then I guess, what are we missing here? Oh yeah, I wanted to give Linny restoration. Let's take a look at Linny's spells. Agility. You know what? I hate to do this, but I think I'm gonna get rid of agility. These +3 buff spells just are starting to get a little bit out of date. Technically, it's a little bit better than aid. It's a bit more consistent, but aid works on anything. So yeah, I definitely would rather get rid of agility than aid. And what does Sela have? Eloquence. I think agility is better than eloquence because Harsk and Marizula both need agility. On the other hand, eloquence is good because no one in my party can do charisma, so it's nice to have eloquence as like a just in case we have to make a tough charisma check. Huh. Let's take a look at Ezrin's spellbook for a sec here. Sagacity. I think I want to keep that, even though it hasn't been that useful yet. I think it's going to be. How many of these spells do I really need? I have 1 lightning bolt, 2 scorching ray, 3 lightning bolts, 4 scorching ray. So I have 4 combat spells that are dedicated, plus the swipe which can be used. I guess that's probably good and safe. Do I lose the eloquence? Does Linny have any piece of junk that she can get rid of? No. Not really. Alright, we're just going to lose the eloquence. I think the agility for helping out combat is more significant. Alright. And then I gotta give her some blessings, so we'll give her this, and we'll give her that. Okay, let's do another check on view all. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Heat metal web. Yeah. Alright. There we go. So now, Sela gets her choice of ally from deck 2. Ooh. Wait, no, that's not what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of, ooh, this is nice. It's good for Ezrin to help him in combat. Of course, the tiger is just, it just helps on all combat checks, not just arcane checks. That may be a little bit better. What I could do actually is I could take one of these banished allies, and then in the next adventure I could take an ally from deck 3 or earlier just to have it. So that's another option if I don't find anything from deck 2 that I really am excited about. Let's see. No. No. There's really nothing that great in deck 2 or below. At least nothing that I don't already have. Oh, I can go the other direction. Hold up. Let's see what's over this way. Oh, Brodert Quink. Oh, the Quinkster. Quinkmeyer. Yeah, this one's a funny card. I don't think it's actually that good, though. I played with it in my home game. It wasn't actually that great. And then I could do a Mako to kind of hedge my bets. It's a pretty decent banish ability. And then maybe if I don't pick up any allies in the next scenario, which is, I don't know if scenario 5.1 has any allies in it, so I could just try to see if I could like actually get, if there's like a better ally from deck 3. It's a bit gamey, to be honest. I don't particularly like being all that gamey, so I could take the Incanter and then give the Incanter to Ezrin. But why don't we just keep it simple then? Why don't we just take the Saber-Tooth Tiger, which is recharged to add a d6 to combat? That seems fine. And then we'll trade it out for something better that we find later on. Okay, well that'll do it for Adventure Deck 4. I'll see you back here in like 5 months for Adventure Deck 5. Take care, everybody.